It's the Daily Dog.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Do you know which episode it is today? It's episode 200. Y'all, we made it. We made it to 200. It is that time, and I am excited to today be bringing you a reaction to the song Lingus by Snarky Puppy. Now, if you are new to Snarky Puppy, or if you are new to this particular song, welcome aboard. It's going to be a fun ride. If you've heard this before, like I have, then you know what you are in for. So I have actually shied away from doing this piece on the channel. I have heard it before. I've heard it several times. It's actually one of my favorites of popular music that has been created and recorded in the last decade. I've heard it several times. I've shared it with my own friends. I know the piece well. It is astounding, and I love it very much. So I was also, I know that several people on reaction channels have included this. And I didn't want to do stuff that other people had already done, but the drum beat for this song to be included on this channel has been building for quite a while, and I thought that, you know, the 200th episode would be a great chance and a great time for us to include this piece and see if we can figure out anything about what makes it tick and why we love it so much. So a little bit about this. Lingus is the name of the tune. It was the last track on the album We Like It Here that was released in 2014. Snarky Puppy is a sort of fusion band. They combine elements of jazz, rock, prog, world music, funk. They're really, really wonderful. They were formed in 2004 at the University of North Texas, which I read a little bit about Michael League, the bassist and leader of the band, and he was going to school at North Texas. By the way, North Texas University has a very respected music program, especially in jazz. So it's no surprise to me that he and a bunch of his friends from this area could make a group that is as awesome as this one. This album was recorded live, like via live takes, with a small audience, all connected by headphones into the board. It's a really interesting concept for how to play an album if you're a band that thrives on improvisation and just in living in the moment as you make your music. They recorded it in 2013 in Utrecht, Netherlands. And a few things happen in this song that just thrill me. One, Corey Henry's synthesizer solo in the second half of the piece. Stay tuned, y'all. It's pretty good. And the percussion, Larnell Lewis and the other guys that are on percussion, it's just outstanding. So I have been talking for way too long. We're going to get started and see if we can figure out what makes Snarky Puppy just so damn snarky. It's a great piece, and I'm happy that you're here. Let's enjoy it. Here we go. Snarky Puppy with Lingus. Let's go. If I can use filthy as a positive, this song is filthy. The way they play it. They just slide into that backbeat as an ensemble. So good. You can also count that in the fast five. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. right? It's one of the filthiest grooves in 5. I've used that twice now. Excellent grooves in 5 that I've ever heard. Back to kind of a halftime feel. The bass playing, like everybody is amazing in this. And they still have that repetitive ostinato happening in the bass, in the background. That keeps that slow groove connected to faster notes. The drumming is beyond cool, y'all. I'm not really a dancer, but if I was at a concert, I'd be dancing to this. The other thing that's really cool is that nobody is using a chart. They're all playing this from memory, which allows them to really focus on what they're hearing from their patriots. The dueling saxophone and trumpet solos. Just awesome. And meanwhile, percussion just going nuts. If I was to join the band, I think I'd want to join as a hand percussion player. Because I think I could hang with that. I couldn't hang with anything else. It's a cool lick. As they go from chord to chord, they're doing suspensions and releases. Like chordal and then release. Now. Funky ostinato keeps going. Listen to this. It's like all of a sudden an impressionist composer walked into the room and said, let's just sort of play some parallel chords. Larnell's ability to keep that groove going is unbelievable. Before he gets going too much, the chord progression is static throughout. They're in E minor. Just listen to the bass as it changes. There's E. Dum, 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 dum. Bum, bum, down to C, down to third, down to A, down to F, down to E. very open progression. It's just an E minor and descending thirds. E down to C, C down to A down to F, and then it lands on E. Yeah, this guy can't handle what Corey's doing on the keys. So well paced and constructed. He knows he's going to take his time. Yeah, this guy's. When the other people in the band are shaking their heads, you know you're in the flow. Yeah, there's that F down to that E. That's the last part of the progression, moving to the next cycle. Now he's playing in octaves on different keyboards. Now, made it major for a split second, right? That E, and then came back to it. Back into it they go. And they're still in 5. Bum, 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 bum. It's the same progression. He ain't done. So together as an ensemble. Absolute magic. And I mean, this recording, this video, in 7 years has almost 28 million views. It's going to go down as one of the seminal recordings, at least of the early 21st century, as an example of what fusion music is like, or can be. Down to C, down to A, down to F, and that's how they finish it. They ended on flat 2. How snarky is that? It just makes me smile. The joy that these guys have making their music, and everybody just clapping along and going, I can't believe I was in the room to hear that. Absolutely incredible. Give it up. They have worked with so many different musicians over the past, 15, almost 20 years that they've been working as a group. Jacob Collier, they did some stuff with. They've done, I can't even remember everybody. Erykah Badu, I think they've done some stuff with. They don't often work with vocalists, but just wonderful. One of the other things that I want to bring up that I didn't get to, and folks that have followed this particular recording and know the band know this story, but if you're new to it, the drummer, Larnell, so he was doing that on virtually no rehearsal. So as I understand it, the drummer that the band had forgot to renew his passport. And they were all going to be going from America to the Netherlands to record this album. And they couldn't bring their drummer along because he couldn't get a passport to travel. So they called Larnell, who's from Canada, I think, and who had a passport, and said, hey, can you come and record this album with us? He's like, sure. When? They're like, tomorrow. So he gets on the plane, he flies to the Netherlands, he learns the music on the plane, he sets up his drum set, he does a short rehearsal, and then off they go recording. And it's unbelievable what he adds to the band. I think that the solo there, Corey Henry's solo, rightfully gets a ton of attention for how wonderful and good it is. But I think it's made as good as it is because of all the other players that are comping along with him, and the percussionists are just killing it on this track. It's one of my absolute favorites. If you don't know the band Snarky Puppy, you are welcome. Now you do. So the only other thing that I want to say is that we started the Daily Doug at about this time last year. When I first started it, it was just for me to do something positive with my day during the fall season and during the pandemic while I was locked down. And it has become a real outlet for me to connect with all of you. And I'm so thankful for everybody who has been tuning in and become a part of the community for jumping on. We are very close, like within 200 subscribers of reaching 100,000 subscribers as I record this. And it's just amazing to me, and I'm along for the ride along with you, and I'm very thankful that we get to connect with each other and share some really great music and figure out why and how some of this music affects us so, and lifts our spirits and keeps us going. So and that's what this community does for me. Y'all keep me going, and you help me to just better navigate day to day, and I love it. I just love it. So thanks to all of y'all for being with me. We've got some fun stuff coming up, and I have enjoyed trying to figure out Lingus by Snarky Puppy. I hope that you found a little bit of that engaging. The last thing that I'll say is that when you have, or when you want to do solos that are that complicated and that open to exploration, the more open and flexible the scaffolding, the harmonic scaffolding around which you're improvising has to be. So them doing a descending third progression that's kind of open and in this sort of pentatonic minor key with that little flat second there at the end allows for pretty much anything to happen over it. And pretty much everything did. So wonderful stuff. Thanks to the band for their music. Thanks to all of you for being along for the ride. That's it for today and the 200th episode of the Daily Doug. We got a lot more coming, and we will see you along the road and next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.